Hi, everyone. You're watching The Tanya Mullings Show, and welcome to the BarnBurner TV network on Zingo TV channel 250. Please remember to download both the BarnBurner and Zingo TV apps in their respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure to rate and leave a comment. Both apps are free. Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire and Fire TV sticks, Roku and Roku sticks, and also on smart TVs 2016 and forward. And tonight on the show, I have multi-award winner, singer-songwriter, four-time Juno Award nominee. She's a soul rebel, spreading peace and love through her music, and she is a light, my good friend and my sister in music, Ammoye. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm saying welcome to you. Welcome to my home. Yes, welcome to my home.
What a pretty home you have.
And thank you for having me, Tanya.
Yes, I'm glad you're in town and you're not out of town and stuck in half a quarantine and all these things. You know, it's crazy, eh?
I know, crazy times indeed.
Yes, but the only thing that's really crazy is it locked down your foot, which I'm sure you're not enjoying because I know you're all over the place.
I'm still all over the place. Like we go all over the place. We've been all up in what's the place? Lakeside, up in the Kawarthas. I've been up there. I've been all over the place. Anytime I get a chance to come out to the house, I take it.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the tour around here is one thing, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. But when we get locked inside, I'm sure from one artist to the next, we get creative, right? So I'm sure there's a good side of this COVID.
Absolutely. It's really, I'm buckled down recording the new album, Water.
Yeah. Water.
Recording Water full force. Yeah.
Yeah, what I want to talk about that. We're going to get into your journey in the music, but of course, I want to talk about the new upcoming album, Water. You've already released a single already, Girl Power.
Girl Power. Girl Power.
And talk a little bit about that single.
So funny. Girl Power was produced by Kirk Bennett.
Yes, one of the baddest drummers out there.
Right? And that's about finding our footing as females in the world, in the music industry, period. Just owning our power as females and standing up and finding our voice and being able to share it unapologetically. Because there needs to be a balance, period. And we're at that point now in life, in the world, where the woman's voice don't need to be suppressed anymore.
No, none at all. So Girl Power is the first release, and of course, the Water album coming out. You were hoping to release it this month. Is it still releasing this month?
Wait until next 21.
Yes, of course, because of COVID. I totally understand that. It's too much going on right now. So that's a smart move on your behalf. You were born in Clarendon, Jamaica.
Yes, Alzal.
Yeah, so why?
Right down up here.
And then you decide to come to the cold. What's wrong with you?
I know, because you know why though? Because my mom was here. My mom was here, and my grandmother passed away because I was raised by my grandmother, my grandfather. She passed away, and then it was time to transition. You know.
Okay. So talk about the journey in Jamaica. Did the music start in Jamaica?
Absolutely. Because like I said, I was raised by my grandmother, Miss Hazel. Miss Hazel, I have a plant here that I named after her. So she is the cornerstone for everything in my family and for the woman that I am right now. She raised me to be confident, unapologetic, standing my own power, never to be a follower, but
leader.
Exactly, my own path, because we all have our spaces to fill in life, and so I shouldn't be shy about doing that. And she was a strict Christian. She and my grandfather, strict Christian, and they had us singing in the choir from about 3 years old. I was in the choir singing, so that's where I got my start, was from the church choir. Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then in school? Throughout school?
Yes, in school, high school, I would sing here and there, but mostly I was so shy with the music. My mom, my grandma, I call her my mom because I was more connected to her at that time. So she forced basically forced us to sing in church. And at that time, to be honest, I was way shy.
Yeah.
So when I was at
You're
school,
like me.
to express myself, I wanted to do it was through dancing. I was a
Yeah.
dance group, and so in school I was no more, mostly for my dancing, and then at in back home at in yard at Al Sol, it was Ammoye, the singer. And
Okay.
they would make me singing at the choir, and they make me do solos. They'd make me do these solos, and the people that would start crying. They get so emotional and sensitive. So every Sunday they would get me to sing, me to sing.
Uh-huh.
And so it actually helped me because the more I did it, the more confident I got into my singing and fell in love with it actually.
Yeah. So did you do any recording wise in Jamaica before you came to Canada?
You know, as I was growing up, she had us do these competitions, these church competitions, singing competitions.
Okay.
So we would travel and do me and my sister, and we would do this duet all over the island,
Yeah.
but not professional recording because they were not about that life. They didn't want me to go to sing professionally. They wanted
Okay.
me to be, you know, a scholar and
Cool.
exactly a professional doing something that would be, as they say, more what was the word she used? Basically, it would be something that I can depend on, not was
Yes.
too fickle.
So at the time, they didn't believe that that would be an income.
They thought it would lead me down the devil's path, as they call it.
Yeah. What a devil you are now, E. No joke.
It's so funny that you're saying that. I was actually talking to partner about that. How here as a teenager when I came over here, and
Yeah.
I had my mom had me singing in the church choir as well, and we
Yes.
had a group called Sisters in Christ with me and my
Yeah.
sister and two other girls from the church, and then I decided I wanted to do my own music.
Yeah.
I came here and I saw that, oh, there's opportunities to do that. I see Julie Black, and Julie Black was also a member of that church, Dundas Street. And so I saw her doing it. And he's like, you know what I can do? Why? Because I fell in love with music, like I told you back home. And I
Yeah.
started writing my own songs secretly. And I would go up after church, I would run up and watch Sunday matinee and then get even more inspired watching those Sunday matinees when they would sing all those musical shows, movies. And then I would run
Yeah.
down to the backyard and climb up in the trees and sing to the birds and the plants. I love plants. I'm a tree hugger. So
Yeah.
everything to me, I know have life. So I'd sing to the birds and the goats, them and the dogs and the chickens and the plants and the trees. Them.
So, did you climb the tree for the mangoes then? You say you're a tree hugger.
I was a tomboy girl. I have so many scars on my legs from back then. So yeah, I came here and I wanted to do my own music, and they were like, you're backslide. You're now singing for the devil. If you're not singing for God, you're singing for the devil. If you're not singing Christian music or gospel music, rather,
Yeah.
you're singing for the devil. So yeah, I had to make the choice, because I know who I am, and I know that everybody as their path in life, and I know that my music is positive and conscious, and so I didn't listen to it. So yeah, I'm always the rebel. They call me the rebel, the black sheep of the family, whatever you want to call it. And yeah,
Yeah.
I've been my music ever since.
So when I met you years ago, and I know you don't put yourself in a box musically because you do a lot of different genres. What would you consider your music back then when around the time I met you, you came to Toronto, I would say it was like an R&B vibe I met you.
Yeah, I call my music right now fusion because I mix it all up. You'll find influences of, like you said, R&B, jazz, pop music in because I fuse it with the reggae, and then you'll hear me do electronic music, house music. I do it all. I do it all, and then make it my own. You know.
Yeah, nice. I want to get back to again the album before we go on and talk about some of the history and the music. The album that you're working on now, Water, is there any talk about some of the producers on there that you're going to be working with?
Okay, so Water, my new baby, as producers on it, like Natural Eye is all over it. Natural Eye from Jamaica, Kingston there. They actually were also on The Light. They did Soul Rebel and Cool Gypsy Island and a few other ones on there. And you'll see them, there's a lot more of their production on Water. So Natural Eye from Jamaica. You'll also hear Thomas Blundet. He is from Brooklyn, New York. Uh,
Nice.
Senior All Stars from Germany. and they do a lot of more reggae dub style. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, so you'll hear Senior All Stars on there. Who else is on it? Kirkle Dove. Who else? Oh, and Agile. Agile from here, Toronto. There's a
Yes.
songs on there from Agile as well.
And I know you work a lot with Mr. Dubmatics. We can't leave out
Yeah,
Jesse.
Dubmatics always. Dubmatics is, but Dubmatics isn't actually on this new album.
Oh no. Okay. You guys done a lot of work together.
Yeah, so much stuff, but I wanted to try some new stuff and just new sounds and new flavors, and yeah, we always me and Dubs will always be working together. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice, nice. Um, okay, and then I want to go back to I went to the album launch for The Light. That album is fire. I just love The Light. Where do we go from here on the radio show? I rinsed that tune till if it was a record, it would have scratched out.
That is actually one of my favorites. That is Mikey Bennett on that one.
Oh, that song is like, oh, so nice, so nice.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, that album did really well for you.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about who worked on that album.
Donovan Germain is on that, of course. I love me some Donovan. Like I said, Mikey Bennett is on there. Natural Eye, of course. Dubmatics. There's so many people on that freaking album. Who else was on there? Who else was on there? Courtney John.
Hey.
Yeah. Kirk Dove was also on that there as well. Who else? Ooh. Oh, and Sly and Robbie is on there as well. Who else? I think that's it. Yeah, Natural Eye. Yeah. I think that's it from what I can remember right now off the top of my head.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. We got to talk about I tried to post your post about the show today, and we see that I went to go tag you and it wouldn't tag you. And I was like, oh, what's going on? Because I know you follow me on all pages. Right. And we come to find out from you that your page has been hacked. And like I said, you're spreading peace and love throughout your music. And what you always post positive energy, whatever you're saying. And seems like the internet doesn't like positivity.
All the censorship that's going on, I consider myself not, I don't want to say not in a negative way, but I'm not a follower, I'm not a sheep. I have my own mind, so I use my own mind and my own intuitiveness and my discernment about what feels right for me and what doesn't feel. If it doesn't feel right, then and it doesn't resonate, then I won't. That's not for me. But what's all the changes that's been going on, I think, even though it might seem like it is horrible, because I know a lot of people have been affected by it, so yes, in that sense, but the bigger picture for me is that the planet is getting a cleanup.
Yes.
Right? And this COVID gave us an opportunity. Spirit, God, source, if you want, whatever you call it, I call God spirit. Spirit gave us a chance to pause, stop being so distracted by everything that's out there and all of it. And so it's given us the opportunity to stop and go more so within and figure out what's really going on, not looking to the news, because I don't believe that they tell you the full truth.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So I do my own research and come to find out that there's other things going on that they're not telling us. And so I started talking about that, my views on what this COVID really is. I call it the plandemic, scamdemic. All right. So they didn't like that on Instagram. And so they disabled my account.
Wow. I know I read all your stuff that sometimes they're long. I can't get through it, but I do read most of them, the posts. I find them enlightening and it just uplifts me.
Right.
I can't. Yeah. I read them and it's always like, of course, I like your beautiful pictures too, but I do read what you're saying. And that's what I'm saying. Actually, we have a program on the BarnBurner TV network here called Lavish. And the other day we were all on a meeting and the girls were asking me, the two girls that run Lavish, they were asking me they talk about people's business. I said, they talk to Pasa. It's that kind of show.
Yeah.
And they asked my opinion on Tory Lanez and the girlfriend and all the I'm not even going to say it on my show.
Yeah.
And I knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
And I explained to them, as an artist, you guys telling me this, I don't take that stuff in. Anything negative on the internet, I just bypass, and then I just look for positive energy.
Right.
So I keep that away from me. So I said, a lot of that stuff that you see on the net, yeah, that's true. What happened? Clearly it's true. But a lot of it is not true. And people get caught up with this, you know, people love people business.
Exactly. And I try, I do my best to stay away from that too. Because I know that if you take certain energies on, then you get wrapped up in it and lost in it, and you lose your way. So I am very much so conscious of what it is that I'm paying attention to and absorbing into my field, my frequency. And I post pictures, but if you look under my pictures, that's where the good stuff is. Instagram is you post a picture, but it's what I'm saying under my picture is what's more important to me. And then on my stories, because they watch, they're so about the censorship right now. I thought we lived in a world about that has free speech, but obviously not. It's more like a dictatorship. It's looking like these days. You can't have your own opinion unless if you're not saying what they want you to be saying, then you find yourself in social media jail.
Yeah, looks so.
Yeah. So that's where we're at right now, it seems.
And by the way, happy belated birthday.
Thank you, Mama.
I'm sure you celebrate all month.
No, I did. You absolutely know I absolutely did. Yes. The last was the 30th. And that was my last post actually on Instagram. And then it was gone. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice. Just back again to Water. Is there going to be any collaborations on that album?
Yes, there's going to be some collaborations on actually.
Can you talk about it, or is that we have to wait for that?
No, I'm an open book. I'm not. This album for me is very personal. It's very personal. So I didn't want to I feel like, to be honest with you, Tanya, it's my best work yet. And I'm not just saying it's because it's the new album coming in, so you have to say it so people can. I could care less. I just want to put my whole heart, my whole being into Water. Not that I didn't do that in the Light, but I feel like since the Light, I've grown so much. And in all these different areas of my life, I've grown so much. And at this point, I'm not afraid to say what I have to say. And that's what you're going to find on Water. And so I didn't want to, how do I say this without, I'm not trying to offend anybody or say one, like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to have too much other influences on it to convolute it.
Yes.
So I only did one collaboration on it.
Yeah.
You have remixes and stuff from other producers, but as another artist on the album, I only collaborated with two artists. And one is Tasha, my good girlfriend Tasha.
Oh, Tasha, big up Tasha.
Yes. So we are on the same. There's a lot of things that we can relate on, and so she is in the same frequency about the things that I'm singing about, and so I felt, and she's always wanted for us to do something together, and I didn't want to force it just because it needed to be done. And then this song that we are on right now, I felt that it was the right time to do that, and so we did. So you'll count on me. She'll be on that song, and then this other song, Journey Home, Sassafras on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Collaborations, and the rest is my collaboration with Spirit God.
Nice. What's Sassafras one about?
Journey Home is talking about going within the home. That's spirit. Recognizing that everything outside of us is not the real deal. The real deal is going inside and connecting with spirit, and that is home. And so when you figure that out, your life will start to shape and form in the most beautiful way. And you won't know that until you actually experience it. People used to tell me these things, but when you have your own personal experience with that, then you see it in a different way. You experience life in a different way, and that's what that song is about.
Nice. And you're speaking of you said you collaborated with artists on this album, but you also hit the stage with a lot of big artists, like Ziggy Marley.
Mhm.
What
Mhm.
was that like?
Oh, that was so cool, man. Because obviously, for a lot of us Jamaicans, we look up to people like Bob Marley. He was one of my biggest influences. He's the truest rebel of all, and
Yeah,
so he was one of my biggest influences in music, and why I wanted to make sure I pay attention to what I'm writing.
yeah,
The substance of the songs need to be relatable. They need to make sense. They need to not just be about shaking my ass and ting ting ting. His songs are timeless. You can relate to these songs even today. And he wrote those songs from I was at my ankle. You know what I mean? And you can still relate to these songs today. So I looked up to him, and so then to be able to share in the energy of his legacy
yeah.
in Ziggy Marley, and also I've sung with not Stephen.
Freddie McGregor.
No. In the Marleys, I'm talking.
Oh, okay.
Not
Julian Marley.
no. Crap.
Kamani. I'm gonna run him down now.
Kamani.
Kamani. I like Kamani.
Me too. And he's so cool. He was like promoting my music, the album of the single at the time, and he was so approachable there.
Yes, yes, he is. He is.
Yeah, down
He's
to
a real nice guy.
yeah. So yeah, that was amazing for me because I felt like I was in the presence or the energy of Bob while I was sharing stage with them and sharing space and energy with them. So yeah, that felt good.
That's nice. And why I said Stephen, I don't know. I was going to say you got to perform with Freddie McGregor. That's why Stephen McGregor came out of my mouth. So
I'm
you also.
hoping
So,
for Freddie McGregor. Yes, I'm hoping for Freddie McGregor though. Yeah.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but myself, when you're working with these artists on stage, you just like watch and take it all in to learn from them.
And you're
That's really
learning.
thrilling.
Exactly. You feel like you're in that musical school of just in awe and learning and absorbing and seeing, watching how they do things and how they command the stage and and the audience. It's amazing to watch actually. And I'm always learning. I never think I'm fully there because I'm constantly learning, and that's what I realize. Like you don't know nothing because there's so much more to learn. So as soon as you think you've grasped it all, you realize, oh no, there's much more to learn. So I'm constantly in school learning right now.
Yes, and another one is up and coming. I don't even know if we should call him up and coming because I saw him live when I saw you, and he is so well seasoned. Chronics.
Oh, Chronics, I know. Yes.
Oh, isn't he good?
A couple times I've opened for Chronics, and every time the same thing I'm talking about is like you're in the energy of greatness. You just feel it, you know it, because their
Yeah,
presence demands that. It's not even just about their vocality or what they're singing. It's just the energy. You feel it
yeah,
that they exude, and Chronics did that for me as well. And another humble spirit as well. Very much so humble as well. Yeah.
yeah. When I saw that concert, I didn't move. It was only, I think there's one concert that I saw that
Mhm.
reminded me of watching Chronics was Lucky Dube. Like he held me. He
Uh,
held me. I was like, wow. Like it was like,
they have
that
that
was one of the,
gift, you know. You
yeah,
you can't put your and you can't teach that really too. It's innate, and they have that. They have that.
yeah,
Sure, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Another artist, I'm going to read off some of the artists that you've hit the stage with. Romain Virgo.
Yes, I love him when he's so silly when he's ready. He's so
He's so, I keep saying he's so cute. He's a big man, but he's so cute.
absolutely. I love me some Rain Virgo, and yes, he's like a little brother too. Like he's just so full of energy. I love
Yeah,
Rain. When I was in Jamaica to recording for the live, every time I would go, a few times I went into Penthouse because I was recording there with
yeah,
Donovan. He would be in the studio and give me a sample of the new stuff he had coming out. He's another one that's just so down to earth too and approachable and just willing to share. You know,
yeah,
you act like
yeah,
he's this big star that you have to take make an appointment to come see. He's just so willing to
yeah.
share with you. Yeah. So
No, he's a good guy. He's big daddy now with twins. Look at that, eh?
yeah,
Married on twins.
I saw that yeah on Insta before I got cut off. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, can't left out Beanie Man.
Oh my God. Beanie Man I've opened for a few times as well. And that one is the energy. Like
Yeah.
him, you know, see one place on the stage, he's just all over the place. And yeah, so funny that before I came here to Toronto and I was living in Jamaica going to high school and I saw him perform then and I was like, oh my God, this guy is so full of energy, and then
I
to
know.
in person live, being and then being on the stage with him, I felt like I had to step up my game, step up my game.
Yeah.
You can't just stand up and you gotta move and groove and
Yeah.
that's what I learned from being.
They they put a fire under your tail. I like that. Yeah. I like that. I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah,
about, that feeling.
don't feel shy on the stage. You gotta make the music move you. Go with the music, make the music move you, and anywhere it takes you, go with it. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
learned from Beanie Man. Fire. He's just a ball of fire on stage.
And the great Taurus Riley.
I know. So Thomas Friday opened for him one time. I think that was Redemption. Remember Redemption Festival? Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yes. And backstage, he came and gave me like a pep talk before I went on the stage. The good thing about having a manager too like Zeno, he approaches everybody, and he have a
Yeah.
and I
God
remember
love him. Big up Zeno.
Zeno, big up Zeno. And I remember Taurus had a lot of people around him, but somehow Zeno got in there and got him to, okay, I gotta come meet my artist now. And he came, because a lot of times when these artists like that at that level, they have their people around them. But
Yeah.
him again was another artist that there's no walls. He came
No.
to pip top before we go on stage. So I'll always remember that. Yeah. With Taurus.
Yeah, nice. Sean Paul.
Oh God. Oh Lord of mercy.
Just give me the light. That's what he said. Give me the light.
You know, Sean Paul, and I just realized that, has given me the opportunity to perform on some of the biggest stages opening for him.
Nice.
It was because I was opening for Sean Paul, and also took me out of the realm of just not of the just the reggae stage,
Yes.
opening up to audiences, like I said, because you said my music is more of a fusion, and so his audience is so diverse and so wide and vast. He gave me the chance to perform at what's it, on the water there, on the water.
Ontario Place?
No, it's Budweiser stage, like on that side there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I call it that from, remember, I'm old.
Yeah,
Remember,
exactly. Yes.
then change the name now.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so he gave me the opportunity to sing to a bigger audience. So I will always appreciate Sean Paul for that. And again, I was able to sit in his sit and chat with him in his backstage in his green room. He didn't shy away from look at me coming, you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
welcomed me to come and sit and chat for a bit and drink a little bit of 1-2 juice at the time, yeah, and chat. So that I like about Sean Paul.
Yeah. Another newcomer, but again,
very sociable,
yeah, oh yeah, Sean Paul, of course. Another newcomer, but still doing great things, Chris Martin.
Oh yes, Chris Martin. I opened for Chris one time too, and this was at Rebel. Yeah, at Rebel, and again, too so funny. Chris Martin and Romaine Virgo backstage. Were making me laugh so hard. So
I know.
he's
Bunch of
hilarious.
jokers.
Yeah.
Bob, them say. Nico Brownie call him Bob. Oh my gosh, they're too funny.
Look at what I like myself, yeah. So yes, Chris Martin was giving me jokes backstage at Rebel. I remember that. I do remember in my Romaine Virgo.
Yeah. And the Canary, Barrington Levy, he's amazing.
It was at Rebel Vibes too, and yes, and him and I swear to God, like my brain sometimes.
I know it's a lot to remember.
It's a lot, but I'm looking at him right now. He's a manager. He's more of he started Shaggy's career there.
Oh, Robert Livingston.
Exactly. Yes, and Barrington Levy, because they were backstage before I went on stage, and they called me over to talk about my music and thing and what. And because I met Robert Livingston when I was in Jamaica, recording for The Light, and so he wanted to hear my music, and then he was giving me advice about what I should do, and that offering his services, like whenever if I ever need anything, I can always call upon him. So I do remember that, and And Barrington Levy was very much so sociable as well. He was chatting us up because Robert brought me over to meet him, actually introduced me to him.
Nice. And we can't leave out our very own Esco Levi.
Who is Esco, the Lee. No.
Time Juno Award winner.
Esco Levi, Mr. We call him the Grammy Award. I'm walking because June is our Grammy Award. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Esco has always been a huge supporter of mine, and I will always respect Esco for that and sharing his stage with me from the beginning of my career. He always loved shooting, and he wanted to. He's like, I'm gonna have a bad song, you know, a bad song like, you know, I'm bad song. And he is like pushing me to, you gotta be, you have to submit it to Juno, and you have to submit it to Juno, and ting, and he actually came on the track and we do it
on the Light album, right?
Yeah. So yeah, man, I will always have so much love and respect for Esco Levi because he always gives me support. So yeah, I'm always.
Yes, I had him on the show 2 weeks ago. We had a nice chat. It was a nice vibes.
Nice. I bet.
Major performances you have. You went 3 years, the Exit Festival.
Yes, in Serbia. That was a great experience for me, and I'll carry that for a long time because one of the reasons why I love to travel is you see how much these people around the world appreciate your music.
Yes.
And sad to say, and I don't even sad to say, so I find that I get even more response. People are more receptive outside. And so one of my shows in Serbia, my set time was 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay.
Wow.
And I'm like,
that's prime time though. That's prime time.
I didn't know that. Right. That was my first time. I'm like 5. Before I not even wake up yet. What? And so and who's gonna be? Nobody's gonna be in the audience. Like, who's little did I step out there, all that crap. When we say, oh Lord have mercy, it just fuck. And then
all of a sudden you just became Beanie Man.
My coat and I must sing the lyrics. I'm like, I couldn't believe it.
Yes. What a good feeling, eh?
Yes. Every time I've been there, it actually felt like I was in Jamaica because they're so loving. They love them reggae music. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, Serbia Exit Festival will always be a good experience for me in my story because of just that surprise of thinking that these people they don't even know who I am, and then you put them, and these are people that don't look like me and you, but they love their reggae music and they are obviously study your music so much so that you put the mic out and they must sing the lyric. I'm like, wow, I was blown away by that, And
that's nice. Well, they love you 3 years in a row.
Yes,
you were there on the prime time.
Exactly. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience. So I can't wait to go back when things. Yeah.
You also went to Shanghai, China. At World Expo.
Yes, I did that. For the World Expo. And another realization for me too is just how you think that because not saying that because you don't before then I wasn't doing a lot of traveling, so that was actually one of my first travel for music overseas on that side of the world, and so see how they were absolutely so welcoming as well, and them love them reggae music on that side too. I was like, whoa, and that opened up my eyes. That opened up my eyes too to say you don't have to stay home to do your music. All over the world, people appreciate good music.
Yeah. But like you talked about, you find that you're more respected outside. I don't want to really say it that way because you are respected here. I know that for a fact, but I know what you're saying. But talk about that. For artists who don't know, sometimes we don't feel appreciated where we come from. And then that feeling of when you go out and experience that love out there, you got to explain to my viewers what that feeling is like, mostly to artists who are viewing it right now, because a lot of them don't understand it. Mm-hmm. That the music goes worldwide, so it's not just here.
And we're in a little comfort zone here, and we think that this is all that it is. But no, there's so much more to be explored. And so traveling does that for me, and I love to travel. I actually wanted to be a traveler. Before I decided that I wanted to do music full-time, I wanted to be a flight attendant because I wanted to travel. So I love traveling. And then traveling opened me up to see that yes, you don't need to just be comfortable in your comfort zone at home. Travel. People will appreciate your music as long as it's good music and you are positive energy and good vibe. People are able to resonate with that, and you find it to be so satisfying, and it gives you the confidence to say okay, because especially being here in Canada, it can be a struggle. It can be a challenge doing music if
Yeah.
it's clear that you're doing music. If you're just exposed to just Canada or Toronto, because they
Yeah.
love their pop music, and the radio, the mainstream radio supports pop music mostly because the big labels they make it that way, and so you find yourself always struggling to be heard here. But when you travel, you see yourself in a totally different light because people are more open and receptive, and they give you a chance. They give you an
Yeah.
opportunity to, and they appreciate that you taking the time to share with them, and so they want to make sure that you understand that they appreciate it, and you can't buy that. You can't buy that.
Yeah. That's like when I go somewhere and I hear like an artist from here played on the radio, or sometimes you go outside of Canada and you hear a Canadian artist played in a commercial, and I'm like, what? It's a good feeling.
Yes, feels
And
so
then you're coming back and say, hey, I heard your song on that,
exactly.
it's a good feeling.
Yeah. And it
How,
gives you a push too to just continue. If you realize you're not doing it in vain too, because
yeah,
it can be discouraging when you're not seeing that it's paying off. But then when you're traveling, you get to see that yes, people actually are paying attention to you and seeing, and they appreciate what you're doing. It gives you the confidence to keep on going, you know?
yeah. So like we say, viewers and artists out there, go out of your box,
Absolutely.
travel.
Come out of your comfort zone. Yeah. Push yourself.
Yes,
Push yourself.
yes, exactly. How did it feel being requested to represent Canada as an independent artist at the Grammy showcase during Grammy week in Los Angeles?
That was huge because
Yeah,
the epitome in music is to get your Grammy award.
yeah,
Now I know better. The epitome of for music for me is just being able to be on a stage with people that with like-minded people who appreciate your music. If the Grammy comes, it comes. Whatever
yeah,
comes, comes. But to have had that opportunity to represent was absolutely an honor for me, and I will always appreciate Dougie D.O. Gibson for giving me
mhm,
the platform. It was amazing. I met so many beautiful souls in that
yeah.
experience in LA, and wouldn't live there, to be honest. But and I've always said that even before the experience, because I've been to LA a few times for music performing.
Yeah.
But it's just
What's different there than Toronto,
you know what
would you
I
say?
the only what I do, Toronto can be very much so. How do I say it? They are much more. I'm gonna just say slower. They're a little bit slower.
Oh, I was going to say, I thought they're the fastest in New York. That's why I was curious.
Toronto. I'm saying Toronto, Canada, however you want to put it. It's a little bit
Yeah,
more. LA and New York is way more fast paced.
yeah,
Absolutely, way
yeah,
more fast paced, and just go. And if you're not go, then you get lost in the sauce, really and truly. And if you're not
yeah,
indulging and in all the little energies of then you get truly lost in the sauce and become a lost soul, as it's called. Los Angeles, it actually means lost souls. And so you literally, if you're not paying attention, you get lost in the sauce. So that's for me is just doesn't it's not appealing. But I'll go there and do my music, do what I gotta do my business, and then come back home where I can just
yeah,
breathe. And you know what I mean? And get
yeah,
that's what I love about Canada. I love to travel. I love it. I love to go all over the world, but I also love to come back home and just chill. Especially, I fall in love with cottage country here.
yeah.
Up
I
north,
see a lot of your pictures like that.
up north, because I love the water. I was raised on the water back home. I love the water. My grandfather was a fisherman, and
Yeah,
so to be on the lake, it's life giving for me. Like
yeah,
I bask in it. I feel like I don't age. When I'm out there, I feel like I regress in age, but grow
yeah,
in wisdom, because then you get to be introspective. You just sit down with spirit, and things just you get all these downloads of information, wisdom that's coming in, and because you have the time to just relax. I'm not go in. And I'm in love with that lifestyle. So yes, I will be having my own cottage eventually, That's the
Yeah.
goal for me. And you want to come visit me, come up to the cottage.
Yeah. Well,
That's
you don't age. What are you talking about? You look the same. You haven't changed since I met you.
yeah, because I spent so much time up by around water doing
Yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And you also got to perform on one of the largest music conference in Europe, New School Rules Music Festival.
Rules. Yes, in Netherlands. Absolutely. Another beautiful experience and another opportunity for me to meet a lot of artists, even artists that are here that I didn't have the chance to meet. But when I went, I traveled. So funny. It's so funny that you end up being in close proximity with these artists that you don't get a chance to mingle with here for some reason. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But when I was there, it was a collective of all these different Canadian artists amongst all these worldly other countries around the world artists. But I got to meet Javier Mighty. Fell in love with her energy. At
Oh, yeah, she's from here, a hip hop artist.
yeah, hip hop. Beautiful
Yeah.
soul, down to earth, and we connected there, and then all these other artists that I connected with as well, and the opportunity to do other things came out of that that experience as well. So that was a beautiful experience, and Zeno did a great job in facilitating that for me. And big up to Zeno again because he just like he doesn't like me. He doesn't believe in staying in a box. He
Yeah.
explore and expand and evolve and put yourself in uncomfortable situations and you realize actually it's not so bad, actually it's not so bad, I can fit myself into here and I can make it work right here. And that's what I like about Zeno. And so yeah, he helped me facilitate that opportunity and it was a blessing because a lot of good things came out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, big up Zeno. I love watching the two of you together. You can tell he has your best interest at heart.
Yeah, he
Your
does.
go goes for you.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yes. Very protective and I like that about him too.
Yeah, yeah, you need that.
Yeah.
So let everybody know where they can find you on social media. Even though them people by Instagram hack and do all those things, but hopefully it'll be up and running.
Yes, I'm gonna eventually get back on there. I'm following the guidance of spirit because, to be honest with you, Tanya, I'm going through this cleanse. I
Yes.
no alcohol for 30 days right now. No
All right.
alcohol. I used to smoke a lot of Bob Marley.
Yeah,
I've quit that for years now, for a few years
I
now.
didn't even know you did that, and I
Yes,
see you all the time.
yeah. Because I don't, I keep my little thing to myself. But I did.
Yeah.
I used to smoke a lot back in the day. And then I quit it's been now what 5 years now. When I was started recording the light, all of a sudden I was going through a spiritual awakening, and
Yeah.
I wanted to stop, but I did like this activity of
Yeah.
even more so than the high that I was getting from it. And then at some one point I realized I don't want to be not in my body anymore. I want to be present. I want to be present. And so, but I was so addicted to the pulling back and drawing. So I asked Spirit to take it away from me, help me get rid of this habit. And all of a sudden, I would be singing and my voice is closing up. And whenever
Yeah.
I tried to smoke, my voice would literally, my throat would just suck in. I can't explain it, but that's what it felt like. And
Yeah.
I had to go on voice rest because Spirit just, I guess, wanted me to pause. And so that happened, and I've never picked it up since that day, since that time.
Good for you. I always wonder because I can't smell. I always find out when I'm smelling it on any show, it bothers me too. I can't. It just pulls that up too on me. So
Yeah.
I'm always wondering how people do that, and it doesn't irritate their vocals.
To be honest, up until that point, I could smoke and go right on stage and sing like a bird. But
Yeah.
And I love the smell too. Another thing about that for me was the smell. I did enjoy the smell. The only thing I don't like cigarette scent. The scent of cigarette. I never smoke cigarette, and because the scent smells like death to me. But if I smell marijuana in the air, I'm fine with that. I do enjoy the scent of it. And so when I smoke, I'm like, but I still don't have the urge to go back. I don't have the urge to go back and smoke though. And so that happened. And then now I'm going through this cleanse of no alcohol in my body for now. And I asked Spirit, if there's anything in my frequency, anything in my world that is affecting me or blocking me from connecting more with you, take it away from me. Take it away from me. And so all these different things have been happening between you and I. Like just all these different things are just being released, and I'm allowing it to happen. And then tutus, even Instagram got taken away. So I'm like, okay. So I'm not rushing to get back onto Instagram right now.
Yeah.
I'm allowing my guidance to tell me when, if I need to get back onto Instagram, because people can always find me on Twitter and Facebook, even though they shadow banned me on my personal page for the same reason on Facebook.
Oh, geez.
My fan page is up and running, so I'll be spending a lot more time if I need to on my Facebook page and
Yeah.
my Twitter. And then when I feel the guidance to go back onto Instagram, whenever that happens, then I'll open a new page and start over again. But for right now, I'm actually enjoying the break. But you can find me on Facebook, Ammoye's Music, and on YouTube, Ammoye's Music, and on Parlor, Ammoye Music, Ammoye Lightworker. On Parler, it's a new platform that they have now. That's not you don't get censored, and I think that's the way of the future. I think a lot of these popular ones are probably going to get shut down soon. To be honest with you, from
on what network was that one you said?
Parler, Parler.
Okay, I never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a new one. Rumble is what's coming over to take over from YouTube. So there's all these new platforms that are coming up that are much more conscious, and they allow you to speak your mind. They don't censor you as much as these other the big media companies are doing now. So,
Yeah.
but right now though, I'm active on Facebook at Ammoye's Music, and Twitter Ammoye's Music, Ammoyes Music, and YouTube Ammoye's Music as well. And of course, you can always catch me on my website, ammoye.com. And what else is there? Or you can hit me up on by email at ammoyesmusic@gmail.com. But for social media, it will be Twitter and Facebook for now.
Okay. And you're all about empowering women.
Yes.
Ammoye. And I just want to take a time to make this announcement because I haven't done it yet publicly. And there'll be more information to come to. Of course, you're watching the BarnBurner TV network on channel 250. BarnBurner network has launched another station. They're giving us a channel on channel 251, and we are calling it the Her Network.
Woo, I like the feminine energy rising. Yes.
And I thought, which better way to bring it out here with you here on the interview with me.
Love it.
It's called Hardworking, Empowering, Resilient Network. And it's going to be an all-female sports and entertainment network.
Love it.
That will launch on October 25th, and we will definitely be coming to you with more information on that.
Love it. Congratulations. Yes.
Yes. So that we're looking forward to that. And of course, Ammoye, I'd like to know, is there anybody you would like to work with producer-wise?
Producer-wise, that's a good.
If you had the opportunity to.
Remember Andre 3000?
Yes, Bud. I could see that. That would be a killer.
And Stephen Marley.
Oh, you know what? Every time I do an interview, you know how many people said Stephen Marley?
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. Everybody says Stephen Marley. He is a powerhouse for true. I cannot tell you how many interviews I've done and they mentioned Stephen Marley. Mm-hmm. If you had the opportunity to collab with an artist that you would like, who would that be? Artists?
For sure, that would be Sade. That's so easy. Sade, anytime, any place, I would jump for that. Sade, I love the old school music. So yes, Sade, people like Grace Jones. I know these are not modern day, but for me, they are modern because they are timeless artists. These are the real artists for me. And so Sade, Grace Jones, any time.
Yeah, Sade's coming out with an album. I don't know if it was Greatest Hits. I think it was. Did you see that?
I saw that she's coming out with a new album. Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I didn't really take it in. I wasn't sure if it was best top songs or if it was a new album.
Oh, I'm not sure. But what I did see was that I don't know if it's true, but I did see that she's coming. She's actually working on it. Is what
like a double CD or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought of you actually. It's funny because I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody linked me to do a cover of Sade, and I thought of you.
Mm.
And
Yes,
I was like, Ammoye would just kill it.
I would. Because I'm obsessed with Sade. And right now, too, to be honest, because she fuses she's another fusion artist. Because if you listen to her albums, there's influences of all these different sounds in her music.
Yeah,
That's what I like about Sade. And a little bit of jazz here, a little bit of soul, R&B, like it's all mixed up in her music, reggae too. So yeah, that's what I love. I would love to, absolutely, I would love to work with Sade, in God willing. Yeah.
yeah. Well, they say what you put out there comes back at you, and I believe that. I really do.
Universe. Let's see what the
I,
universe.
I'm a firm believer in that. I really, really believe that.
Me too. Put it out there, see if you can see what comes back. Yeah.
Any reggae artists? I know you're not in a box of just one genre. I'm just asking if any.
Yeah, I love people like Itana is beautiful. I love
Love
her.
her.
Yes, I also love Damian Marley.
Hmm.
Love Damian Marley. Who else? Who else? Let's think. Let's think. Because I don't want to just blast out the name. Just blast out the name. Let's see here. Reggae artist, no. And yeah, I like Romain Virgo. Love that
Yeah.
vibe. We'll see what we come up together. And who else? Who else? That's what I can think of right now. That's what I could think of right now. To be honest, that's what actually really doing their thing right now. Yeah.
And where would you like to travel? You love to travel. Where would you like to perform if you had the opportunity that you haven't been already?
Mhm. I would love to go to Ghana and do some music there. And we were actually working on that before the COVID thing happened. So yes, I would still like to pursue that opportunity. So Africa, yes, for sure, and more Asia and more Europe. Just England. I've not been to, believe it or not, I've not been to England, and I feel this kindred spirit is calling to
Oh,
go there. And I was supposed to go there this year, before all of this happened as well. So we had a lot of travel planned for this year, but it is what it is. But yeah, so more of Europe, more Asia
mhm.
and Africa for sure. And then I also want to I want to go to Hawaii, and then I want to perform all over the islands, all the different islands. I want
Yeah.
to, yes, Caribbean music.
Yeah, that's nice. England would just eat you up, but they would love you out there. I know that for a fact.
Telling me as one of the fans, you need to come here. So we were planning to do that this year, guaranteed. But this situation
Yeah.
happened, and so everything happens for a reason, anyways. And I'm okay with that. And um, in the future, for sure, we're planning.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that time. I just want to say thank you so much, Ammoye, for taking the time to be on the show. I appreciate you, love you, you know that.
Love you back more, more, more. And before I forget, just came in my head, Mexico, because they love me there in Mexico. So I want to go back there
Oh,
even more, 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 more in Mexico. They go crazy. So yes,
okay.
Mhm.
So when COVID stops,
Yes,
I
it's
know
all
I'm going to see a lot of pictures online. You'll
yeah,
be visiting all the.
popping. Yes. For water. We'll take water everywhere, and that's what water is, flows, right? So
Yeah.
water will take me all over the world. I already see it. Yeah.
Yes. So thank you once again for being on the show. And everybody look out for the Herd Network launching October 21st,
Congratulations. Yes.
25th, sorry. And this show can also be heard on the BarnBurner Radio Network on its 122 platforms. Please check out the barnburner.ca for all the news. BarnBurner, watch it, hear it, read it, download it, live it. It's the Tanya Mullings Show here. We'll catch you same time, same place next week. Have a great evening, all. Take care. Blessed love. Lieta.